Okay, guys, this is gonna be one of those vlogs where I let you watch me suffer to help you. So, as I told you in my last vlogs, I'm in the process of editing in betas now, and it's kicking my ass. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have not felt so horrible about my story in a long, long time. So, my story at completion is about 192,000 words, and it's like 500 pages if it were published. It's about 370 in a Word doc, if that's any indication, with normal margins and like size 12 font. Having to change anything major at this point is sort of an undertaking. And I told you before, like, it was at Beta 1, and Beta 1 is Jory, and Jory is nothing but praise, which I really appreciate. It makes me feel really good that my story is good. The characters are at least fully developed and likable, or at least not necessarily always likable, but at least understandable and interesting. So that makes me feel pretty good. Rachel, I think that you might be watching this, but despite that, for posterity's sake, I need everybody to know Rachel's killing me. So, I don't know. So, what Rachel's been going through so far and doing is finding grammatical intricacies that she isn't liking, or problems with tone, voice, word usage, to like the level of detail where if I have the word, let's see, what was the last one? Words. If I have the word words in my sentence twice, she'll point it out. Which, you know, I appreciate. I really do appreciate it. And I needed it. But it's so overwhelming right now that, like, every time I get a notification that she's commented, like, my soul drops out of my body and my stomach cramps up, and I'm like, ugh, I don't even want to read this comment. It's killing me. And at the same time, I'm still trying to edit the rest of the story that I haven't gotten to, and I don't even want to. I'm starting to see, like, my whole story as a mess. And, like, I know that there's, like, this whole section of, like, 5 chapters where, like, Mian's entire character just falls flat on her face, and I'm like, you're not even interesting right now, and I need to do something, and I don't know what it is, and it's just, it's so derailed that I just hate my story, and I just want to throw it away and start over. And in the meantime, I have, like, 2 or 3 plot bunnies running around in happy little circles in my head that are like, write me, I'm happy, and I started that, so now I have like 2,700 words of a new story, and I'm like, I don't even want to deal with you anymore, Achillea. You just go away. And, oh, it's bad. It's so bad. This is writer suffering right here, because now I have a full manuscript that, for all intents and purposes, is ready for me to send on, except that it needs to be edited and baited, and I'm just in hate with it right now. I just want it to go away. Okay, so plan of action time. Here's what we're doing. Frankie and I are apparently in the same boat. We're both so disenchanted with our stories that we're really struggling right now. So if you're following this blog because you're like, I think I might want to be a writer, and you're following our journey, because that's the reason we started this blog, was so that anybody who was thinking about being a writer could see, like, all of the trials and tribulations that we deal with, and fighting ourselves and fighting the publishers and fighting our own stories and our own characters at times. This is what this is for, is so you can see me suffer as I deal with my betas and want to throw my story out a window. My dogs are fighting again. Are you used to this yet? I'm not. So here's the plan of action. Like I said, Frankie is dealing with the same thing that I am, and she is starting to feel like her whole story is shit too. I feel like my whole story is shit. Like, I know that there's, like, really good chapters. Like, I actually labeled chapter 32 as, this is a fucking awesome chapter. It's perfect. But I would say a good 30% of my story is weak as shit, and it needs work. I know that the last half is a mess, and I've already told myself I'm never doing NaNoWriMo this way again, because when I write things, I like to go back and edit constantly, and I didn't for Nano, and it's killing me now. Next year I'm going to do it my way. Hey! That's enough. No. Sorry about that. Plan of action is Frankie and I have uploaded our complete, or at least as far as it's complete, because Frankie's not done, manuscript to Google Docs. And for a short time, her and I are going to share it with just each other. Because her and I have worked together before. We know why we're in this. We started this journey together. We're going to get through it together, especially this, which is our toughest part. It's just an ego problem right now is what it is. We're not used to this. We're not used to sharing our writing, and it hurts. It really hurts. But you got to get through it. It's important. The beta process is very important. You have to love your betas and appreciate your betas. And I do. I love you guys. It hurts right now. I'll get over it, but right now it hurts. So what Frankie and I are doing is we've uploaded it to Google Docs, and we're going to share it with just each other. And so what I'm doing now is I'm going through my own manuscript and commenting in places where I believe that I've done well, or I believe needs work, and what is on my mind and what I'm thinking. And to some extent, like what Rachel and Jory have commented on too. Like, do I even need this prologue? I have a comment there. So I identify the places that I know need work, and I'm sending it to Frankie and asking for her thoughts. Stop this. And she's going to tell me in her Frankie Scottish awesome person manner what she thinks should happen. Hey, I'm not going to tell you again. So if she has like a strong idea about what is missing or where it needs to go, she can tell me. And I'm going to do the same for her. And for her, this is actually a lot harder than it is for me. She doesn't like to share her work, especially not when she hasn't edited it for like 3 years. Like 3 years worth of editing before she sends it off to anybody. So for her to share it with me is sort of a big deal. So I'm taking it very seriously. So basically her and I are trying to help each other get over the editor's block, for lack of a better term. Hurdle. It's rough right now. I just want you to understand that it's really rough right now, and it is like a daily struggle to even open up Scrivener, and most of what I do is just stare at it in hatred. It's like, why are you doing this to me? Because I know that there's major things that need to happen, and I even to some extent have an idea of what they are, but I just don't want to. I mean, to have to change that throughout 500 pages is such a chore. But I just gotta keep telling myself that my story deserves it, my characters deserve it. I saw an author's quote the other day that it was like, you can let yourself down, but do not ever let your characters down. And it's true. They've been through a lot. I've put them through a lot. I've made them hurt. And I owe it to them to tell their story properly. So, I mean, even if it kills me, I will. The readers are never going to know how badly I struggled. It's just me. So, that's where I'm at right now, guys. Editing, betaing, suffering. We'll get through it. We will. I have 2 sequels left to write. I have to do it. Anyway, so that's me for today. I will catch up with you guys soon.